throw this on here first if I don't hit my camera. Okay, what is up everybody and welcome back to Altknots. Welcome to another day here in the Yarn Dungeon where I'm all about showing the world that crochet is killer. So today we are gonna make this amazing crochet cardigan because, I mean, first and foremost, hello Halloween. Like, it is just oozing Halloween. Absolutely love it. And it's super snuggly, super oversized, and it has pockets. It has pockets, and on those pockets, there are spooky patches. And I freaking love crochet and patches together. So this is probably one of my favorite cardigans that I've ever crocheted. And I know that's hard to believe because I feel like I say that about a lot of my cardigans, which I do, and they all have like a special place to me. But just especially because of the fact that this is so Halloween, I feel like this one wins a little bit, you know, like a little bit. I'm gonna go ahead and wear this probably from here on out until October and long past. Honestly, let's not lie, probably every single day. So the entirety of this project is just made up of a bunch of granny squares here. And the granny square is a really beginner friendly type of granny square. It is crazy easy, crazy repetitive. So by the time you go ahead and crochet like 2 or 3 of them, you're like, I can do it with my eyes closed, I can do it behind my back. Like, I don't even need to see it, I don't even need to read the pattern. That's what it's designed for, and so you can go ahead and fly through this project incredibly quick. Also, because of the fact that the squares are like so small, it's gonna be really good to travel with as well. So grab a little tiny project bag, put all the things in there, and then go out into the world and crochet these little tiny granny squares. As you're out in the world, like Halloween home decor hunting, you can be making your Halloween home decor hunting crochet cardigan as you're finding all the goods out in the world, out in the wild right now, because like that's what's happening at this moment in time. And since, you know, I reside in a yarn dungeon, that's definitely what I'm doing, at picking up some new decor here and there while I'm wearing this. Yes, it is 1,000,000 degrees out still right now, but like, it's fine. I'm powering through it. The humidity is like 110%, but you know what? It's fine because aesthetic. I'm here for it. It's Halloween in my mind, in my heart. It's Halloween, so I gotta wear the cardigan to go along with it. So if this seems like right up your alley, you're like, absolutely, I love Halloween. I wanna be covered in it 24/7 and be snuggly. Absolutely. First and foremost, go ahead and grab yourself some more liquid caffeine. I know that I am because my cup is almost gone here. Grab some yarn, grab a crochet hook, and let's make this cardigan together.
So here is a list of all the materials I use in order to create this Halloween cardigan, and also all of the materials are linked down below so you can go ahead and find the exact yarn and patch that I used to create the project. Then here are the measurements that you're going to need to take in order to build up this project. Basically, we're just going to make a bunch of granny squares, and you need this measurement in order to decide how many squares you need for the front panel, the back panel, and both of the sleeves. And if you prefer a written version, I did create a PDF file for this that is also down below in the description box. Starting with the main color here, I'm going to go ahead and attach this onto my hook. Then I'm going to chain 6. Working on the first chain that I made, I'm going to do a slip stitch, forming a nice little circle for the middle of my granny square. Next, I'm going to chain 3. Then inside the circle, I'm going to do 2 double crochet. Followed with a chain 3. Then 3 double crochet inside the circle. And I like to go around or over, I guess, this little tail that I have, little extra yarn tail. Just makes it a little bit easier when it comes time to weaving all my ends in. Next, chain 3. And 3 double crochet inside the middle of the circle. Then one more time so we have a nice 4-sided square here. Now that I'm at the end, I'm going to find that very first chain that I did, and I'm going to do a slip stitch. Now we have a nice square to work with our base. For the next row, I'm going to chain 3, then work 2 double crochet right into this chain 3 space. Followed with a chain 3. Then 3 double crochet right inside that very same chain spot that we just worked into. Next, chain 1, then we're going to be working in this next chain 3 space. So we're going to do 3 double crochet again. Followed by chain 3, followed by 3 double crochet inside that same chain 3 space. Then do that around for both corners that are left. Once you get to the end, you're going to find that first chain space again and do another slip stitch to close up the square. And that's all there is for this color, so I'm going to go ahead and grab a pair of scissors, cut that off, pull the yarn through to kind of knot it off, and I like to weave all my ends in at the end, so I just kind of leave it. Then I'm going to grab my second color here, which for the cardigan would be a black yarn here. I'm going to attach that onto my hook, then go ahead and find a square or any corner of the square and attach your yarn onto that square. So just yarn over, pull it through, a slip stitch. Then we're going to go ahead and chain 3 again. Then 2 double crochet inside this chain 3 space. Followed by chain 3. Then 3 double crochet inside the same chain 3 space. Next, chain 1. Then in this next chain 3 space here, we're going to do 3 double crochet. Then we're coming up to a corner again, so chain 1 and repeat that whole process again. 3 double crochet, chain 3, 3 double crochet inside the same 3 chain space. Then we have the chain 3 space that isn't the corner, so just chain 1 and do 3 double crochet inside it once again. Then just repeat that all the way around for the rest of the area of the square. Once you get all the way around, do it 1 chain, then find that very first chain that you worked at the beginning of the round and do a slip stitch in order to close up the square. Cut off that working yarn, pull the yarn through your hook, and that's all there is to make this super cute Halloween granny square. Keep on creating as many squares as you need in order to build up each portion of the cardigan. Referring back to that first slide where it has the measurements there, go ahead and build up as many squares in order to equal those measurements. My squares ended up coming out about 5 by 5 inches, so once you have the one done, it's really easy to figure out how many you need for each section of the cardigan. In order to attach all of the squares together for each section, go ahead and grab a yarn needle, a little bit of yarn, and use the mattress stitch to attach each square together. Once each section is completed, lay the back panel down first, then the front panel on top of the back panel. Using the yarn needle again with some yarn, mattress stitch the shoulders together. Then simply lay the sleeves on the top portion of the cardigan and mattress stitch the shoulder portion all together to the sleeve. then working your way down the cardigan and continue to match a stitch all the way down either side, completing the entire cardigan. Once you have all your patches created and pretty much your entire cardigan is all assembled, now we're going to go ahead and work on the ribbing here. So working on the bottom portion of the cardigan, you're going to go ahead and attach the yarn back onto your hook, and right at the edge of the very first square, we're going to attach that yarn back onto the bottom. Chain 1. Then working in these stitches here, we're going to do a single crochet in each stitch all the way across. So the places that are double crochet is going to be really, really easy to know where to put your single crochet, but don't forget this chain 1 space. We're going to do a single crochet inside that chain 1 space. So do this all the way across the bottom of your cardigan, placing 1 single crochet in each stitch all the way across. Once you've made it all the way across, go ahead and chain 1 and turn your project. Then in the very first stitch, we're going to do a single crochet. Now we're going to work on forming the actual ribbing. So we're going to go ahead and alternate between a front post single crochet and a back post single crochet. So for the front post single crochet, we're going to go ahead and insert our hook behind this very first stitch here. Yarn over, pull through, and then finish up that single crochet. Now you can see it's kind of brought this stitch forward a little bit, which is exactly what we want. Next one, we're going to do a back post single crochet. So working behind this next stitch, going to insert your hook and then go right in front of that stitch, yarn over and pull through that loop, finishing up your single crochet. So this one brought it forward, which means that one brings it back a little bit. That's exactly what we want, and that's how we're going to get that nice rib looking here. So just go ahead and alternate between a front post single crochet and a back post single crochet all the way across until you get to your very last stitch. Then here we are at the very last stitch. We're going to place a single crochet just inside that last stitch. So you should have a single crochet starting off at your row and a single crochet at the end of your row. This just helps to keep the actual row and the ribbing nice and straight and even with your entire project. So in order to finish up the ribbing, go ahead and repeat that row of a alternation between a front post and a back post 2 more times. That will be the completed ribbon for the bottom and also for the inside of your cardigan here. For the ribbing that goes around your wrist, we're going to do everything exactly the same, only this time you're going to need to grab a stitch marker because we're going to be working in the round. So for the very first row, decide if you want it to be this size or if you want it to be a little bit smaller. You can definitely do that as well to cinch it up a little bit. So I'm going to show you how to go ahead and make the first row a little bit smaller if you want it to be nice and tight, not as loose and flowy. Once again, go ahead and attach the yarn onto the wrist portion of your cardigan here, and we're going to start off by chaining 1, and then in the very first stitch we're going to do 1 single crochet, followed up with 1 single crochet decrease. So in the next 2 stitches we're going to do insert, pull up a loop, insert, pull up another loop, so you should have 3 loops on your hook there, yarn over and pull through. And so that's going to be 1 single crochet followed up with 1 single crochet decrease. So we're going to do that all the way around for the very first row on the wrist of our cardigan. This just helps to pull this entire portion here together a little bit. That way, if you think it's going to be too big, this will go ahead and cinch it up a little bit for you. So for me personally, I do this only 1 time, but if you made your cardigan really, really slouchy, you can go ahead and do this 2 or even 3 times if you feel like it needs to be that much tighter. Then since the wrist is actually crocheted in the round, don't forget to grab your stitch marker here for the second row. And for the second row, all we're going to do is we're going to start to create that ribbing again. So we're going to do a single crochet in the front post, follow up with a single crochet in the back post. Going to do that all the way around. That's row number 2. Then repeat that entire process 2 more times. So you should have 4 rows in total of ribbing around your wrist. Next, we're going to work on the pockets here to hold our 2 patches that are just like uber Halloween patches here. And this is all just a single crochet. So once again, grab your hook and a little bit of yarn, attach it on to your hook, then chain 15. Once you get to 15, we're going to go ahead and take this little chain that we've made and flip it over. Then we're going to work into this back bump only. So the first one is a little bit tough there, but we're going to insert our hook, yarn over, and finish off our single crochet. Then go ahead and do that all the way across. So working in the back bump, we're gonna do 1 single crochet all the way across. For row numbers 2 through 15, go ahead and chain 1, turn your project, then simply do a single crochet in each stitch all the way across. And that's all there is in order to make this pocket. And by doing 15 rows, it ends up making it just big enough so that the patch can fit in here nicely. Oh, there we go, move that one. The patch fits in there nicely and it's still quite a nice big pocket for the front of your cardigan. Then the next thing you need to do is attach these pockets onto the front of the cardigan. So I like to do that before I put the patches on. You're gonna need a yarn needle here and a little bit of extra yarn. Cut a strand that's about 25 inches long, more than you think that you're gonna need to do, because you're gonna have to go around all 3 edges here and you don't want to have to run out. So just remember it's 3 because it is a pocket. I definitely have done that before. So attach these onto the front of your cardigan using a yarn needle, a little bit of yarn, and using the mattress stitch.
All right, well, I hope you guys enjoyed this crochet cardigan here, because I know that I totally did, especially now the fact that we're making spooky squares. Yes, I absolutely love this cardigan. So let me know in the comments down below, though, what is the color combo that you're thinking about using? I'm just really feeling the trick-or-treat vibe this year, so the black, the orange, that's kind of where I've been running with a lot of my crochet wearables this year, but let me know, because Beetlejuice vibes would be adorable. Also, maybe some deep red and black. I don't know, all of those combos would be adorable, so let me know which way that you're leaning towards. All right, you guys, but that is all I have for you today. So once again, thank you so much for hanging out here in the Yarn Dungeon, and I will see you in my next video.